So in today's video, I'll be talking about the potential sign and trade deal that could happen this offseason that would land Kyle Lowry on the Los Angeles Clippers this offseason. And since the Clippers will not be able to pursue Kyle Lowry without a sign and trade since they're over the cap, they'll have to trade a few players in order to get him. And if the Clippers will be able to pull this off in free agency, they would form a new big three of Kyle Lowry, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard, which would really be a serious, legit championship contender in the NBA. With all of that being said, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video. And also hit that notification bell button not to miss out on more awesome NBA content like this. But with all of that out of the way, now let's get into the actual video. So even though the Clippers are already championship contenders with both superstars in Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, their point guard position is probably their biggest need to upgrade this offseason. And as of right now, Reggie Jackson, Patrick Beverley, and Rajon Rondo are the point guards for the Clippers. And I just feel like they would get seriously better if they were to make a sign and trade for Kyle Lowry this free agency, because Kyle Lowry does everything well and at a high level on the court by shooting very well and consistently, also passing and playmaking, as well as rebounding and defending, in contrast to the Clippers' current point guards. And during this season, Kyle Lowry is averaging about 17 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and about 1 steal per game. So he's basically an all-around star point guard. And he's also shooting 40% from 3, 44% from the field, and 88% from the free throw line. And he is the most consistent player that the Clippers could ever get in free agency. And I'm sure that if the Clippers actually fail to make the finals or win a championship, or at least make a long run in the playoffs, Kyle Lowry will be on the top of their list for free agent targets. And if this were to happen, it would definitely keep Kawhi Leonard on the Clippers 100%, since now Kawhi Leonard would have basically all he needs, since he could rely on his teammates in Kyle Lowry and Paul George, since he does a lot of load management. And of course, with this, he could keep winning more championships. And it's definitely a 100% thing that Kyle Lowry will leave the Toronto Raptors this offseason. And playing with his former teammates in Serge Ibaka and Kawhi Leonard could be an ideal situation for Lowry. So with that being said, I made up a mock trade that would allow him to earn $25 million per year in 2 years for $50 million in total. So with that all being said, now let's get into the mock trade. So in this blockbuster trade, the Clippers will receive Kyle Lowry, as the Toronto Raptors will receive Luke Kennard and Patrick Beverley. So in order to be able to make the salaries match and receive Kyle Lowry, the Clippers would have to give up 2 players that I named in this mock trade in Luke Kennard and Patrick Beverley, because both of their contracts match Kyle Lowry's $25 million contract extension. But in my opinion, I don't think the Clippers would regret trading away Patrick Beverley and Luke Kennard for a player like Kyle Lowry, since they would still have some solid point guards backing up Lowry in either Rajon Rondo or Reggie Jackson. And in my opinion, Luke Kennard got too big of a contract for the Los Angeles Clippers, and even though he's young, he doesn't really fit on the Clippers roster right now since they're trying to win a championship. So trading him away for a rebuilding team like the Toronto Raptors would definitely be ideal for both sides. So speaking of the Raptors, let's see what they get in this trade. The main and most valuable piece that they get is obviously Luke Kennard, since he's very young in age. And he played very well for the Detroit Pistons before getting traded to the Clippers, and he's even had some really good games on the Clippers this season, especially when he became a starter whenever Kawhi Leonard or Paul George were not playing. So if he gets the right opportunity, which would be in Toronto since they're a fully rebuilding team, he would definitely succeed fully. And with a great coach like Nick Nurse and a president in Masai Ujiri, Kennard would definitely succeed in Toronto. And for the Raptors, their backcourt would mainly be of Fred VanVleet and Luke Kennard, as well as Gary Trent Jr., as they would have OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and Chris Boucher off the front court. And of course, they're going to be in the draft lottery this offseason, so they can get someone very special from the draft. So overall, this would be a very solid trade for the Toronto Raptors instead of giving up Kyle Lowry for nothing. And even though Patrick Beverley is amazing on defense, he will not be in the long-term plans of the Raptors, so this is just to make the salary match. And they could potentially trade him or buy him out right after receiving him. But with that being said, let me know which team would win this trade in the comments down below. And comment LA if you think it's the Clippers and Toronto if you think it's the Raptors. But with that all being said, it's been KNYT here and I'm out. Peace.